Hi guys, Maikeru here. This is my from scratch week and we're on day 5. Today I managed to set up and get ready to do Tormented Demon GP farming in a personal Slayer dungeon. Tormented Demons are really nice money if you do them over a long period of time. I did them all day today and I got some decent drops and made a decent amount of money, which I'm going to show in this video, and I'm also going to go into detail on how to actually kill them because they are kind of complex. Anyway, let's get into this video. While doing the voiceover of day 4, I done some AFKing with some more spiritual warriors just because of how good money they actually are, and they're so AFK. I don't have to fight for a world when I'm going to spiritual warriors in a personal Slayer dungeon either, like I do with Abyssal Demons, so that's another plus. Ooh, that's not a bad BM being 1.4 mil, but I need to reroll it to try and get Acto anyway. 1.3 mil, that's fine. That's a pretty decent loot. 2.9 mil from Yaka, that's a big loot, but again, got a reroll for Acto, let's go. 3.3 mil, even better, nice. I wanted to test out Tormented Demons with the enhanced darklight. There's a really good method that I'm going to show you in this video, but it requires you to obviously do Dimension of Disaster in order to enhance your darklight. I actually haven't done that quest, it's one of the ones that I didn't get done because it's kind of long. But I thought I've got to get it done now so I can show off this awesome method. There's 4 sub-quests to Dimension of Disaster, so it was time to do all 4 of those. The first sub-quest you got to redo is Shield of Arav, then you go on to Demon Slayer, then you move on to the Defender of Varrock, and lastly you need to redo the Curse of Arav. They're all completely different to when you do them normally, and you got to do them in New Varrock, obviously in the Dimension of Disaster portal in the middle of Varrock once you started the quest. The boss that you kill for the last quest is actually really enjoyable. You control Arav and you use him to kill the boss. There's zombie cows that spawn and explode and you have to kill all of the portals that are protecting the dude and stuff like that. There's loads of Healy orbs on the floor that you have to pick up to stay alive. It's just a really unique boss fight that was pretty fun to do, to be honest. I don't like quests too much, but this boss fight was definitely one of the more enjoyable ones out of all of the quests I've done. Anyway, now that I've done the boss fight, I've done the Curse of Arav quest, which then allowed me to upgrade my Darklight. I went to Gypsy Aris to complete Dimensional Disaster. That gives me 10 silver pennies. These silver pennies can be used in the reward shop to buy upgrades and stuff. So I bought the Darklight upgrade for 5 silver pennies, and that's the only one I needed for now. This allows me to kill Tormented Demons effectively. This now means I need to buy the gear for the setup for the Tormented Demons. I bought an offhand Shadow Glaive as I can't afford an Ascension. I bought some Ghostly Essence for my attuned Ectoplasmator and a Augmenter so I could augment my Shadow Glaive. I augmented my offhand Shadow Glaive and put Precise 3 Equilibrium 2 on it just to help with DPS a bit. Then I used some Ghostly Essence to charge up my Ectoplasmator so then I can use that to get prayer back while killing the Tormented Demon. Another couple of things that I needed in order to do this effectively were Scrimshaws of Vampirism, as they help you stay alive very easily. And the other thing was an Ice Nihil. I needed to buy Ice Nihils as they're used as the magic source of damage to the Tormented Demon to force it to pray different styles. You need to hit it with all 3 different styles to make sure it minimises the time that it has Protect from Melee on, so your Darklight can hit loads on them. When it comes to the setup, obviously like I said you need to use an Ice Nihil. This will then use the magic damage to force him to pray magic sometimes so you can slap him up with your melee and your range. I take some Holy Overloads and a couple of prayer pots. You don't really need the prayer pots with the Ectoplasmator, but if you're using Soul Split and Turmoil, you will have your prayer drain slowly, so a little bit of prayer potions really doesn't hurt. All the other stuff in my inventory are just what they drop alongside a Spring Cleaner so it can break down the rune drops. The Ectoplasmator, as you want to have the Vampirism Scrimshaw in your pocket slot. So you just leave the Ectoplasmator in your inventory. I take my Slayer Codex so I can teleport to the personal Slayer dungeon. I take my Enhanced Excalibur for some extra heals and then Nature Runes and Fire Runes to do Alkin. I've got kind of a budget set up, so I have an offhand Shadow Glaive which you could upgrade to an Ascension to do some range damage to make him pray range. Your enhanced Darklight is what's going to be dealing most of your damage, so what you want to do is you want to use the Turmoil prayer like I said, so your melee damage is as high as possible. The Scrimshaw of Vampirism heals loads because you really do hit hard with that Excalibur. This will give you enough HP back to be able to AFK. I use War Priest. Any War Priest will do. It's just hybrid gear. So I use a Bando's chest, helm and legs. You can change this with something like Animacora's Slithskate if you want to spend a bit more money. I use a Demon Horn necklace so I can get prayer back from the Ectoplasmator. Silverhawk boots as their hybrid and free. Cinderbane gauntlets as their hybrid and they're absolutely amazing. The poison really does help here. Max cape and a quiver. You can use the best cape you've got and obviously the best quiver or whatever pocket slot item you want to use. A large rune pouch or something would work perfectly too. And then I use the Luck of the Dwarves to help increase the chance of getting limbs and stuff like that. Very, very easy setup. I'll just talk about the method as we go along and then I'll show you some of the loot I got and then at the end I'll show you my GPN hour and my full loot breakdown. All you gotta do with the Tormented Demon is you stand the spot above where it spawns. It depends where you've put it in on your personal Slayer dungeon. It will spawn in one of 5 places, but whenever you've seen it spawn once, you know exactly where it's gonna go every single time. Just stand slightly in front of that. Then you can literally 100% AFK, just auto-retaliate and it will die. Because you're on Legacy, there's no ability bar, there's no rotation, it's so easy and so AFK. The Vampirism Scrimshaw with Soul Split allows you to keep your HP up nice and high. If you use the Penance Aura, you can use Turmoil and Soul Split indefinitely without the need of any prayer potions at all. Otherwise, I would advise using something like Vampirism or Brawler or something like that. But yeah, it's so AFK, so easy if you use the setup that I do. So you need the Nihil so it deals the magic damage to make it protect from mage. And you need the offhand range weapon in order to make it prey range, so then you can hit it with your melee weapon. The enhanced darklight hits so hard, so you want to make sure it's preying mage or range as much as possible, and that's why we do these things. That's pretty much all there is to it, just AFK at that point and then just pick up your loot. I got a ruined dragon armor slice. Oh, it's a rare drop, guys, it's worth nothing. It's a rare drop though. I love how quickly these spawn, 4 seconds in this dungeon, it's just like, pop! You loot and it's like, hello, there's another one! And then that moment where your spring cleaner breaks it down and doesn't drop anything and there's a little tiny bit of disappointment in your eyes when nothing drops on the floor. There we go! We've already got some dragon limbs! Yeah, 8.6 mil. 133. I was using my friend's dungeon and I think he got a little bit annoyed because he told me that he was 2,300 dry on a limb and told me to get out of his dungeon. I did the honourable thing, laughed a little bit and stayed in his dungeon. Another really good thing that you could take use of is your Hellion Aura if you have it from the Premier Club. You can reset auras with it. Resetting penance for these is absolutely amazing every single day. That's not what I wanted to see. That's the wrong ones. That's not limbs. This is not... This isn't how it's supposed to work. It's supposed to be getting limbs, not claws. No way, that's like 3 kills later. No, I'm not having that. What's the out price on Dragon Claws? Let's find out, shall we? Okay, they're out for 40k, that's probably not worth it. Damn it. I just got more Dragon Claws. That's 4 Dragon Claws and 1 pair of limbs. Got my 5th pair of claws. 1 limbs, 5 claws. It's getting ridiculous.
Hello, darkness, my old friend. I've come to talk with you again.
Oh no. I got an elite glue, it shined. There was a beam. I thought it was a pair of limbs finally, but no. Just a glue scroll. I honestly just can't believe this. This is getting out of hand. Like, please just give me limbs instead of claws. Game. I'm just trying to make some money. Yes, we finally got a pair. Whoa. I'm so happy. That took nearly 900 kills to get the second pair of limbs. It's a 1 in 254 drop rate, so hopefully I can get 2 more limbs pretty soon, so then I can get back on the drop rate. Come on, come on. Hey, I got more dragon limbs. Yeah, 5 pair. So looking at the loot of the Tormented Demons, I did them for 8 hours. I made 40.7 mil in the 8 hours, which means I made around 5 mil GP an hour in loot. It costs me about $1 mil an hour for the Scrimshaw and the other things I use, such as Ectoplasmator and Spring Cleaner. This means I made 4 mil GP an hour pretty consistently and 100% AFK except for looting. The thing is, I got unlucky on the limbs in these 8 hours. I only got 3 of them, but I got 6 claws. If it was round the other way, my GP an hour would have been like 8 to 9 mil. If I had 6 limbs and only 3 claws, I would have made a lot more money. So RNG does affect this a fair amount. My RNG wasn't great. I killed about 1,300 of the demons and I got 3 limbs. The drop rate is 1 in 250, so I should have technically have got 5 of them. Obviously, RNG is what it is, and you don't always get the drop rate, and I got under it. But if I did actually hit the drop rate, I would have got about 7 mil GP an hour rather than 5 mil. Either way, these are such a good way to make money in the Personal Slayer dungeon. You don't need much money to get the items to kill them, and they're so AFK, so easy to do, and they're legacy combat, which makes it even easier. Anyway, that's it for this video. I hope you did enjoy it, and I hope you did enjoy this different and funky method. I'm trying to do as many out-of-the-box moneymakers as possible, or stuff that people overlook a lot. That way, I should be able to teach you guys some moneymakers you may not already know. Hope you did enjoy this video. Give it a like if you did. Subscribe if you're new for loads of future content all related to RuneScape 3. And until tomorrow, see ya.